It's a little bright. All right, guys. Last up for the last Ronin figures for now. I do have last Ronin Michaelangelo. So this is, of course, pre-time skip, pre-everybody dies. So that's pretty important. Pretty important lesson, of course, Mikey being the youngest and everything else like that. All right, so he is the orange one. Definitely got a lot of hefty armor on this boy. Wow, his nunchucks have real chains. Gotta love that about Neca. They always throw in the real chains. That's a crazy looking face. I don't know. Frumpy face? Actually, it kind of looks cool with him. Alright, so I got a bunch of hands, Mikey. Nothing too crazy. Not even like a good, insane like backdrop or anything else like that. So, and of course, if you're unfamiliar with the Last Ronin story, Michaelangelo is the Last Ronin. He's the one who survives past everything else. You know, it is what it is. So it's like Raph, I think it goes Raph, Leo, and Donnie. I'm sorry, Leo and Splinter, then Donatello. I'm sorry, Leo and Casey, Donatello, Splinter, and then Mikey is the only one to survive. I think that last explosion there. So let me go ahead and cut this like that. And we'll get to it because the other turtles are standing here waiting on their last brother. All right. All right. So we have Mikey here. Some really, really nice box art. Oh, hey. There we go. Some really nice box art there. Nothing is where it's supposed to be. Go inside, Last Ronin, number 11. And there's that. And if you actually saved up all of the box art, it does build up a collage of sorts here. I don't care. I've thrown them all away. It's like it's just trash boxing at this point. Just taking up space. And kind of funny that this is technically the third, at this particular juncture, version of Michaelangelo. Nope, actually, technically more than that if you really break down all the extra versions of the Last Ronin figure. There's like a black and white one, there's a red one. It's all the same figure, it's just different versions of the same figure. But we've got this version of Mikey, which is old Mikey beforehand. I assume we'll also get the Lost Years version down the line. If they're smart, they would do that. I guess it'll depend on sales. So the Lost Years was the prequel sequel to The Last Ronin, and then you get Last Ronin 2 Revolution, which is currently ongoing and going very slow, if I'm honest. It's like it's really hard to keep up hype about a comic book or anything if you can't put it out fast enough. And they're putting it out every 2 to 3 months. It's like quarterly at this point. And it's a bigger book. It's a bit more expensive than a normal comic. So they better hurry up with that. Okay, so let's get him out and then I'll get the head and nunchucks. It's your plastic birthday. Wow, he is hefty. Look at the armor on him. Like comparatively. Like I think only Leo has like that much armor. Hey, get. Oh, we're gonna have this situation again. Where the head is. It's gonna be like the Earl Sinclair. Where the head doesn't want to come out. Good lord. That was a lot. Okay. Look at all this crap built up here. Alright, let's get these nunchucks. Got it. Nice. Chuck that way over there. Okay, so where do we start? Okay, we've got holding hands. Tilt down. Holding hand. Other holding hand. Weird grippy hand. Seems kind of small, actually, a little bit. Then karate chopping kind of hands. sort of, and then another open holding hand. Got his version of the grimacing face, which is one that just came out. A little paint rub there. That kind of sucks. His mask is like seemingly like more jagged than the others. It's funny. It looks like Raph and Mikey have like really jagged edge to their mask, and then Leo and Donnie are pretty clean. Okay. I feel like they probably messed with his dimensions a little bit. Like maybe he's a little bit smaller than his brothers. Because he's technically the youngest. Oh, that shoulder is seized up there. Man. So, like, he's got a big chunky shoulder mold here. And then he's wearing like the hoodie. He's got everything going on. Big old pads. Freaking arm wraps. Pockets galore. How do you reach these, though? Like, honestly, like, you could probably get to these. They probably have, like, shuriken or something in them. And then, like, you'd see some loops here. Should have stuff in them. Same thing here. Obviously, the nunchucks will go in these front pockets there. I like how big his biceps look compared to his forearms. It's kind of funny. The weird thing is, like, this looks like very brushed. Like they looks like a very brushed and rushed job there for the weathering. On the knee pads down here, it looks more like the proper Ninja Turtle knee pads. Looks pretty good. Obviously, the cell shading and the drawing part. Very dumpy kind of diaper going on down here. Interesting. I love that the only real exposed bit we have is this one bicep. Like, it looks like it's been tore up from battle. He does have a lot more spots than the other guys that I've seen. Definitely has a lot of spots going on there on the head, on his arm. So I like that they make him look a little bit different, and he's probably a slightly different green to everybody. We'll look at that here in a minute. But he's definitely very menacing, especially with that face. I mean, like, I don't know if I really care to have the grumbly face. Okay, nunchucks. Very simple. Little plastic thingy with the thing. The only thing that sucks with having real chains is that you have no dynamic posing with it. You would need like a thin sliver of like wire to give it some body. All right, let's see how well the holsters work for him. I like that they put him on the front of his armor though, instead of on the sides, which is kind of difficult in my opinion. Get in there. Okay. Almost looks like dynamite. I like it. Okay. I mean, the least they could have done was given us some like swinging nunchucks. So one benefit to the movie version of Turtles is that he doesn't have a chain; he has rope. So that they actually gave us a version that he's like spinning and stuff. So we can have him like this. Let's see here. I don't know why I prefer to have most of my turtles right-handed. Most of my figures in general right-handed. Okay. Get a good left hand in here. Get kind of a kung fu hand. He needs a skateboard or something. So you want these knee pads to be up kind of high. Okay, so double jointed knee down here. Good lord, what did I manage to do with this foot? Okay. And I can tell I jacked up my back again, as far as it sounds, because my arms are numb from just leaning on the table like this. Let's see, get these legs pretty wide, plant the feet, hope for the best. Actually, I like that pose. It was like, I wasn't sure if I would, but I dig this pose. That's pretty sick. If I can actually get him to stay. Oh yeah, there we go. Get a bit more. See, this is the thing. Is like a lot of people. I mean, even my other turtles aren't in the greatest stances. Like 90% of the time, most of the time they're just kind of in a different A stance. The arms are doing all the work. This one actually being able to get the legs to do something. I dig this. Can't take a picture. Hate that when the thing doesn't allow me to take a picture in the middle of the video. All right, so let's bring in Raph. I do think they are roughly all the same size. Then Donnie, which maybe I need to find a better pose for Donnie. Not entirely certain. All right, let me. I'm trying to find a way to make sure the feet stay planted. There we go. I always want a more aggressive stance from Raph. I don't need him to stand, which is a problem. Okay. So he's resting on like one heel. Good little forward lean. There we go. And for the final brother, we got Leo back here, trying to get him in the shot. Sometimes it's hard to frame things. There we go. Get them all on the same plane. There we go. There's our 4 Ninja Turtle Bros. Ninja Turtle Bros. Okay, there we go. Get a little more forward lean. Raffy boy. Okay, I want this knee pad up a little higher. I got Donnie looking at the sky, even though it's not what I wanted him to do. That's just how it worked out. Just stare at the sky, Donnie. So that's pretty epic to get all of the turtles together like so. And then Master Splinter in the back, way back here. Totally not visible, but that's okay. God, I wish he would stand on his feet, but he can't. Because he's got them tiny rat feet. Alright. As soon as I touch Donnie's hat, it's going to fall off. There we go. So it always works. Donnie's hat just falls right off. And for reference, we have the last Ronin himself going into battle at the beginning of the comic. You know, that guy. The face doesn't really work because he gets a much wider, rounder, fatter face. More like Donatello. Obviously, Mikey's got a squished face. And obviously he gets a bit taller as well because, you know, like 20 years goes by, effectively. And of course, he's got everybody's weapons and then some. But the funny thing is, like, at least he could have made the weapons match the ones the other turtles are currently using. They don't. Not really. So you got a sword, which is more like Splinter's sword than it is one of uh, Leo's. You got this where he gets that actually from the Singes refs size that clearly don't match refs size. So it's more like instead of actually utilizing the actual weapons of his brothers, he just picked up weapons that are similar to his brothers. Bow staff is very similar, but not clearly not the exact same mold, or else that would have been the way to go with it. But either way, that's it for the current run of the last Ronin Turtles. Oop, just knocked something to the floor. That was a little plastic piece. And of course, Splinter back there. Still need to get Casey Jones, and I assume at some point they'll probably do an April, and then they'll do another Casey Jones, the younger Casey Jr. as she was. But yeah, very cool set from one of the coolest modern adaptations of the Ninja Turtle storyline. Let's see here. Attitude. Definitely looks more like a frog with the way I've got him posed. But I think it still works. Let me get Leo further forward here. Like we're actually going into battle in a way. Donnie's got the battle flag. Alright. That's awesome. Alright, that's gonna be it for this one. I'll see you guys later. And I guess if I do manage to pick up the quote unquote naked Last Ronin, I will do that one as well, even though he comes with the least amount of stuff. It's kind of funny because he's literally like a naked turtle guy. All right, bye, guys.